Friar Tuck. I'm Olivia, I'll be doing your makeup today. Got your faceplate right here, you should have a copy of it. I've already started a little bit because I had to end my video because the light was just not working with me. But anyways, so we've got your base and we'll start with that. I've already based myself. I find that dabbing and tapping does a better job than swiping because swiping tends to take the makeup off, and you're just gonna wanna base everywhere. Ignore the cheekbones. You're just gonna wanna base everywhere on your face except for your eyebrows and your lips. Those are the only two places that you don't base. But you're gonna wanna get all over your nose, on your chin, under your jaw. Blend it in. Then once you've done that, we are going to, I'll let you pause, give you a little bit of time. So now we're gonna grab your shadow, and I'm going to take another sponge. I'm gonna grab a clean one. And we're going to dab on some cheekbones. You're gonna wanna feel the highest point of your cheekbone and go below that. So here's the highest point and here's my below. On both sides. Cool. So you want these to look kind of insane up close because they're gonna look great from 60 feet away from the stage. That's kind of the rule with makeup. If it looks crazy up close, then you're good. Awesome, and then we're gonna take the same sponge, same shadow, and you're gonna do a little bit, let's do the nose next. You're gonna go right next to your nose, just swipe down like that. And again on the other side, swipe down like that. And then I'm gonna blend down my nose. It's really easy to blend that with the flat side of your sponge. Super helpful. That just kind of took it off. Stage makeup kind of tends to do that when you swipe. Cool, there we go. Got a nose ring, so it's a little hard for me to do that little area. Okay, so you've got your nose just like that. Then we are going to do temples right here. And the other side. Cool. There you are. Both sides of your temples, and that just kind of works to narrow your face down a little bit. Then I think it's easiest to do this part with a brush, so I'm gonna use my brush. Should have come in your kit, and I'm gonna just follow this, like, got a little line there, so I'm just gonna follow that. Give myself a little bit of a chin. Then I'm going to follow these lines right here, start up here and then just below the mouth, so. All right, same with this one. Cool. All right, and if you do these too harshly, these two lines, no worries. You can always take a clean edge of your sponge, dab them out, just like that, and that just kind of helps to blend them into everything. There we go. Okay, next up, you've got a few wrinkles. Oh, one more. Gonna wanna do right inside that line that you've got, right there. With just a little bit more at the bottom. It's not my cleanest. There we go, just like that. Then, let's work on some of your wrinkles. Looks like we've got forehead wrinkles and between the eyebrow, and we'll do those little, ooh, I got some shadow on your faceplate. Okay, we'll do the eyes later. But let's start with the in between the brow. So I'm going to, when I furrow my brows just like that, I'm gonna take these two lines. So I'm gonna go whomp, just like that, and whomp, just like that. And those are my two lines. You can kind of furrow and you can dab too with a sponge or a finger. That'll help them blend in a little bit more. Then I always like to put just a little itty bitty one in between them. Makes it just look a little bit more realistic, and from the back you can't really see. You can tell that it's not just two lines that are empty inside, I guess. It's just kind of what I do. And then your forehead lines. Looks like you've got one at the top and then two on the bottom here. So let's start. Two kind of tend to go over the front part of your eyebrow, so I'm gonna do just like that, and then another just like that. Mine are maybe a little bit too curved. Wrinkles aren't super curved, and they're also not super straight, so it's okay to make them a little bit irregular, because that just means it's a little bit more realistic. And then I've got one in the middle here, so just like that. Nice. All right, and then for your eyes, I'm actually gonna do highlight first, and then we're gonna do your eyes. Wait for it, it's good, I promise. Okay, gonna grab another sponge. And pretty much everywhere where we did contour, we're gonna put highlight over. So this is a highlight right here, fresh sponge. You're gonna go over the cheekbones, over the high points of your face. And you can kind of layer this one on thick. People are afraid to add too much highlighter, but I think that if you lay it on thick, I think it really helps accentuate the levels of your face and accentuate all the different concave areas that we've just put in with the shadow. So cheekbones, on top of your nose especially. This is a really important spot for shadow. I mean highlight. Shadow, no. Tip of your nose, cool. I'm gonna go on the chin. And we're going to do over the eyes. This is a good spot, not because we just put shadow here, but because your eyes really tend to get lost on stage. So it's a good idea to always brighten up these areas. And we will go back and darken some of these areas, but just as a base, just as a, like, it's nice to just have them light to begin with, because then you can always go back and add darkness. Cool. Okay. Another spot that you're gonna put highlight is on your wrinkles. I'm going to wipe off my brush with this one, because you don't really want your highlight and your shadow to mix. So, highlight. I'm gonna go on top and below these wrinkle lines. And I'm gonna come back and blend these out quite a lot, and also probably add some more dark, because I think that my wrinkles are getting a little bit lost in the sea of highlight. We don't want that to happen. I'm gonna add a highlight here as well. Then I put it right on top. It's hard doing it into my phone. I've never done that before. I'll go back and add more. Definitely is harder than doing it in like a mirror. Okay, going back. I'm gonna wipe off my brush again. You can use baby wipes or makeup wipe or water. Take my shadow. It's not as pretty as it was before. Add my little line. There we go. Blammo. Okay, what else we got for you? Awesome, your eyes, nice. Okay, you're gonna want your eyebrow and eye pencil for this one. It's a double duty. And you are going to, it looks like you have a line on top, a line on the bottom, and then 2 wrinkle lines. So, we're gonna wanna start your top line about kind of where your pupil starts. And you just kind of want it to follow the natural shape of your eye. Just like that. I'm gonna darken mine up a whole lot, because I kind of want it to match the same level as the rest of the shadow. There's always one eye that's harder than the other. Cool, so we've got our lines, just like that. And you can always go over them and make them darker, as I am going to do. But what this does is just makes it look like your eyes are just a little bigger than they actually are. Then you're also going to align here. Like that. I don't know if your guys' eyebrow pencils are gonna be the same, but mine isn't going on as dark as I want it to. So I'm gonna grab my brush back and I'm gonna use some shadow and just darken up these lines. That one went a little out there. There we go. There we go. And then that helps a little bit. Same with these bottom ones. Bop. And bop. Cool. Sounded like someone was coming in. Okay. So, we've got all those. Did I? Yes, I did. Okay, good. Awesome. Okay. What else? Okay, your 2 little lines. I'm just gonna start with this one, since we've already figured out that my eyeliner pencil is not the greatest for doing dark lines. So I'm just gonna go right by the corner of my eye, go pop, bop. You do want these lines to be pretty dark. Bop, bop. Cool. 2 lines. And then you also have some mouth lines by the corner of your mouth. And you're just gonna go ba, ba, and ba, ba, just like that. Classic old man. And then, what else do I have for you? Oh, eyebrows. Let's do eyebrows. If your eyebrows aren't super thick and bushy, you're gonna wanna make them just a little thick and bushy. Mine aren't so much, so I'm just following my eyebrow shape and just kind of scribbling a little bit. This part doesn't have to be pristine, doesn't have to be super exact, especially because you're kind of an old guy. Maybe you don't take super good care of your eyebrows, you know. You don't have to be perfectly coiffed. And I'm gonna do a few lines like that at the front, just to really make them stand out, be a little bushier, just like that. I never really went back and blended all these. Wah! Cool. And then, next up is our lips. You're gonna wanna use, actually let's do blush first. Sorry, I keep lying to you. I kinda like to squeeze my sponge like that. I don't know why, it makes me feel better with the blush, it just does. And it's going to say on the back, it's gonna say which one is your blush and which one is your lip color, because it's a little confusing. Usually the blush is a lighter one, it's this guy. And you're gonna put that on the apples of your cheeks, right here. So when you smile, you can kind of tell. You can bring it up towards your cheekbones too. And this is another one that you're gonna look at yourself and you're gonna be like, whoa, that's way too much. It's not. Almost never is. Blush is a really, really important one. Cool. Blammo. All right, lip color. Finally. This guy. Take your brush. Fill them in. So, technically, this is your full face. But I'm gonna go back and take a look at places that I might go and say, maybe that's a little, oh no, we'll come back. Maybe that's a little too dark, maybe that's a little too light. Like, I'm kind of looking at my mouth lines and I kind of want them, these guys, I kind of want them to stand out just a little bit more. And so I'm going to grab my highlighter and go above and below, just like that. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing with my eye lines. And we're just adding a little bit more dimension. See, I kind of mangled that one. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more shadow. There we go. All better. Cool. Okay. Let's see, I don't think I missed anything else on your plate. All right. I think you are all set. This is should be around your finished product. Awesome. Thanks for tuning in.